of TV23's Internet, provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. You know what? It's midweek. It's Wednesday, April 20th, 2016. Welcome to High Plains Today, right here on TV23. On today's show, I'll be joined by Dr. A.J. Foster. He's an agronomist with K-State at the Southwest Research Extension Center in Garden City. We're going to talk agronomy today, and I'm going to get educated. Now, let's take a look at some happenings. A Kismet man was injured yesterday afternoon after being hit by a semi. 77-year-old Robert Ryan was walking northbound on the Kismet Blacktop, approximately 1/8 of a mile north of Kismet, when he walked out in front of a 2004 Peterbilt semi being driven by 43-year-old Hugo Montez of Liberal. Now, Montez attempted to avoid Ryan, but struck him on the passenger side of the truck. Ryan was initially taken to Southwest Medical Center in Liberal, but was later transferred to Via Christi Hospital in Wichita. Back on March 21st, officers of the Garden City Police Department were dispatched to the 200 block of North 10th Street for a reported stabbing that had just occurred. After further investigation, the Garden City Police Department has identified Ramon Ramirez Estrada as a suspect and is requesting assistance from the community to attempt to locate him. Now, he does have an active warrant for his arrest for aggravated battery. He is 55 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing about 160 pounds. Information has been obtained that he may be in the Dumas, Texas area. If you have any information related to this incident, you should call the Garden City Police Department. And Monday night at its meeting, the Garden City USD 457 Board of Education gave unanimous approval to the 2016-17 school calendar. The board endorsed the traditional calendar that had previously been given support by the district teachers and other certified staff, and not the alternative calendar, which was the choice of the Board of Education. Now, with the traditional calendar, students get 4 days off during the year for teacher in-service professional development days. Now, under the alternative calendar, students would no longer have had those days off, and the teachers' in-service days would have been divided into 2-hour chunks held at the end of each Friday after the students would have been released early. And the USD 480 School Board in Liberal met Monday night and approved purchases needed for some of Liberal's new schools. The board approved installation of fiber optics for Eisenhower Middle School and Prairie View Elementary from DLS Underground. The board also approved a new computer application course at Liberal High School for which students can receive college credit. Also approved was a list of computer courses offered at Seward County Community College, which Liberal High School students can take for high school credit. And Boot Hill Museum was privileged last Friday, April 15th, to add another honorary marshal to the distinguished list. Fred Hayes is an American aeronautical engineer, former naval aviator, fighter pilot, test pilot, and NASA astronaut. He is best known for his trip on the lunar module pilot on the aborted Apollo 13th lunar mission in 1970, and later moved into the space shuttle program, where he piloted the Space Shuttle Enterprise. Hayes is the first astronaut to receive the title of Honorary Marshal at Boot Hill Museum. Now, upon being sworn in, Hayes stated, "Now we're covered from horses to astronauts." And if you're looking for something to do tomorrow evening as part of the Latino American Grant, the Dodge City Public Library will be hosting a program about the Mexican village that existed in Dodge City. Now, the Mexican village was a housing area that the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway constructed in the early 1900s in Dodge City for their Mexican employees. This village lasted for almost 50 years. The village was a community unto itself, complete with its own grocery store, a dance hall, pool hall, and later a church and school. Now, the program will be presented by a panel of individuals who grew up in the village. The program begins at 7 p.m. in the Lois Flanagan Room at the Dodge City Public Library. And that's a look at some of the stuff that's happening out there. I'll be back with a forecast of hopefully some sunshine, but more rain maybe on the way this weekend.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
And as we look off the TV23 tower cam, you can see we're mostly cloudy out there. The fog is lifted. Boy, it's foggy early this morning, too. Moving, I hope, on our way to mostly sunny. Temperatures right now at the studio, 52 degrees. Relative humidity, 85%. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 10. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Looking at the current temps around the viewing area, everybody is pretty much mostly cloudy. 48s, and out at Lamar seems to be the cool spot. Everybody else in the 50s, Medicine Lodge all the way up to 61 already. Current dew point's pretty high today also. That's why we've got some high humidity. Everybody in the 40s all around the area. Winds, though, not too bad today. Looks like Guyman is the windy spot. They've got 12-mile-an-hour winds. Whoop, haze, west-southwest. Everybody out of the south or westerly direction. Looking at our highs and lows as recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport, we did get to 52 degrees yesterday. 92 was a record back in 1987. 37 the overnight low yesterday morning. 20 back in 2013. We did get a little over a half an inch of precipitation in the bucket from all that rain that moved through again yesterday. Looking at our forecast for today, we are calling for lots of sunshine, 65 degrees for the high. Winds are only going to be out of the southwest at 9 miles an hour. That's going to be kind of pleasant, although there is it's going to be partly cloudy tonight, 20% chance of precipitation tonight, low of 40. Now that chance of precipitation is well after midnight. Winds are going to be out of the south at 7, turning around to the north as the night goes on. Then tomorrow we're talking for lots of sunshine, 70 degrees for the high, north winds at 13, so not a lot of wind coming up. That's a nice sign. 42 degrees, mostly clear tomorrow night. Winds will be out of the north at 10, dropping down to light and variable. Now, as we look at the 7-day coming up, you can see we do have that chance of rain tomorrow night, early tomorrow morning. Then lots of sunshine. There is a chance on Saturday, only a 20% chance. We're going to get back up into the 80s first part of next week. There's another chance rolling in maybe on Tuesday. Looking at our storm spotter training today, they will be at the EMS building in Scott City, 7 o'clock tonight. Then they're going to be off until Monday, May 2nd. They'll be at the Pavilion in Kismet. And then on Thursday, May 5th, the last one that you can attend, Courthouse in St. John. That is a look at the weather. Be back with the markets and Dr. Foster after this.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. People are people around here. That's how it is. It's so clear. Letting it show. I've been around the world, only to find what I already know. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah. This is the place.
Drive through our work zone like it was your work zone.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by Dr. A.J. Foster. He is an economist with K-State Extension, and he works out of, oh, he's an agronomist, isn't he? What did I say? I didn't say agronomist. But he is at the Southwest Research Extension Center in Garden City. Good to see you today.
Nice to have me here, Chris.
Thanks for coming down. You, all right, Mr. Agronomy guy. Now, you have something coming up, and I was asking him, I mean, they have a field day. You have field days pretty much all over the state. And you have one coming up on May 26th, and I said, so tell me a little bit about this. I mean, you know anything about the field day coming up on May 26th? He goes, yeah, I'm in charge of it. So what is this field day that you have coming up?
Well, it's pretty much K-State Extension, and not just, even though have a lot of these wheat tours.
Yes.
Which is, it's really a tradition that's kind of engraved in Kansas in terms of wheat production and farmers. I think farmers look forward to this event each year. So even at our research center, we'll have, because we have what is called the variety trial. So we do what is called crop performance testing, where we look at different wheat varieties. So we have different replicated studies that are looking at these wheat varieties. Okay. So we provide this, so this field day is an opportunity for producers to come and actually see these varieties, actually see them growing in the field, get a kind of seeing them with their own eyeball and see how they look.
Okay, so when you're talking about all these different varieties that you have in these test plots, now are you getting them from all different kinds of wheat breeders, or is it just, I mean, is there a little sampling of everything that they can kind of look at?
Yeah, there is different companies. We got both private varieties that are developed by private industry, as well as K-State varieties, public varieties developed by K-State, Oklahoma State, Colorado State.
Oh, okay.
And different universities around.
Okay.
So it gives farmers an opportunity to see the different varieties, kind of see how they look and get a good picture of how they look actually in the field. And we also have these wheat tours in different counties as well that kind of does the same. So looks at these different varieties and give farmers an opportunity to actually see the different varieties.
Okay. All right. So now that we're talking about wheat, though, I mean, you and I were talking before we went on the air today, and we were talking about the current wheat crop, and you said, well, this rain came at a really good time to help. And I said, well, compared to a month ago, we're probably in a lot better shape. And you said, oh, no, a week ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were starting to see some stress, some drought stress on the wheat, starting to see some areas where we see some of the wheat were kind of turning yellow and turning brown, seeing that. And so the rain came at the right time. And it's the difference is now we have good yield potential with the rain and the moisture of really kind of giving us a little brighter future to look forward to. But comes with that brighter future, there's always strings attached, and so now you have to be worried. Now you're worried about getting the rain. Now we get the rain. Now we're more concerned about diseases coming in now.
Okay.
So that's the next.
Well, and right now it seems, one of the big ones that everybody is looking at or seems to be looking at is rust, right? There's a couple different types of a rust disease that attacks wheat.
Yeah, so right now a lot of the focus is we're actively scouting and looking at is stripe rust. Based on what I've kind of talking with the county agents and what I've heard is there's few counties in Southwest that have been observed some levels of stripe rust, but that was before the rain on the lower leaves. They did observe a few of those. But other than that, I personally didn't see, based on scouting my fields and looking around, I didn't see any rust personally. But it is something to really keep an eye for. And I would definitely recommend producers to go out and scout the fields and really look for these diseases. And you have and that's where the varieties come in. You got varieties that are much more have some level of resistance to these diseases, and you have varieties that are highly susceptible. So if you have a variety that's more susceptible, you want to be a little more aggressive in scouting those varieties.
All right, so
make sure.
If you do find rust in your field, I mean, what kind of things do you do to take care of that?
Typically, you want to apply a fungicide, so you're going to have a fungicide application, and typically the main thing in terms of wheat production, your goal is to protect the flag leaf. So even if you have rust in your field and you're not at the flag leaf stage or flag leaf emerge, I wouldn't be too concerned. I'll be more scouting and watching and waiting on that flag leaf to emerge, because the goal is to protect that flag leaf, because that flag leaf that's where the powerhouse in terms of producing that grain going to be coming from.
Okay, so the flag leaf is usually the last leaf that emerges,
the last leaf.
And then after that, the seed or the head emerges.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one the flag leaf is the one that's going to do all the work as far as producing the grain.
Yeah, because
a lot of it.
A lot of the work.
Okay.
Yes.
For the plant. Okay, so with this rain that we've received, which was timely because we needed it, so now I think a lot of the wheat farmers from that standpoint are probably breathing a little sigh of relief.
Yes, it's a big sigh of relief, but it's also means there's another. I mean, growing wheat or most crop, there's always, and that's what makes it exciting and make it for us, is there's always something else to look forward to. And so now we got the moisture, we've improved our yield potential, which means now we have something to protect. And so now you're concerned about the diseases, but at least the positive side is you got good yield potential and you got something to protect. So now your goal is to protect that yield. And so you want to wait on to making sure that your flag leaf, you're protecting that flag leaf to protect that yield.
Okay, so what do you think, I mean, and I know you can't tell me, but do you think that the wheat crop right now looks good, better than average, where it should be, or is it, ahead of where it should be?
Being fairly new, that's good. This is my first wheat crop here in Kansas, so that's kind of hard for me there's not a lot for me to compare it to, but just out there looking at the crop, it looks fairly good to me. And so I think we're, with the moisture and if conditions continue, it looks really, I was talking to a farmer yesterday, and he says, well, this rain, if we were at 20 bushels, now we're probably at 40. So so there's some really bright sunlight.
There's some optimism out there.
There.
Okay.
I mean, the main thing is really the scouting and looking for those diseases and doing what you can to protect that yield.
And if anybody has any questions on any of this kind of stuff, you can get a hold of your local extension agent, right?
Yes, you can always get a hold of your local extension agent, and they most times, if they need to get a hold of me, they know how to get a hold of me as well.
You're the agronomy guy.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to get a hold of you. You're the agronomy. You're the soil guy too, aren't you?
Yes.
Up there, I did learn that.
Correct.
This guy knows a bunch about soils, right? Yeah, that was your main expertise though when you were in college. When you got your PhD in soils, didn't you?
Well, I
kind of.
Well, I started out in environmental. My undergrad is environmental sciences, and then I did soil chemistry.
Okay, soil chemistry.
Yeah,
it's close enough. You know soils.
Yeah. Later on went on to I did crop science at Oklahoma State, but most of my focus was actually on nitrogen management. So it was still related to nutrient management.
He's changing everything on me. Dr. Foster, thanks for coming by
Thank
today.
you so much, Chris.
Hey, when we get further into the crop season and stuff, and this summer and this fall, we'll have you back.
No, definitely.
All righty? Okay.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
And stick around, we'll be back with more after this. Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV23.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Hey, out of 270 rounds of golf and nearly 6,500 counted strokes, the JF Conference Golf Championship Tournament came to a 3-shot difference between Hutch, Dodge City, and Garden City Community Colleges. Now, those 3 strokes were the difference from the Busters and Dodge City's tournament team title and Hutchinson capturing the conference championship based on the points. Now, the Conks, who won the 2-day, 3-round tournament at Sand Creek Station Golf Course in Newton with a 12 over 876, edged Hutchinson and Garden City. And the Royals, they won last night. Salvador Perez, he went off. He had like 6 RBIs in an 8-6 win over the Detroit Tigers. Same 2 teams tonight at the K in Kansas City. Let's take a last look at our weather for today. It's 54 degrees, still a little cloudy out there. Relative humidity 81%. Winds are still out of the west-southwest at 4. Barometric pressure holding steady. As we look at our 7-day, though, we do have a 20% chance of rain happening well after midnight tonight into the early morning hours. Then we're looking at a lot of sunshine, except there is a 20% chance on Saturday. We do get it back up into the 80s first part of next week. That's it for today. Tomorrow's Thursday. See you then.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.